taking his time. I don't know what's happening. I don't have the live stream open.
You have your control room open?
I'm trying to get to it now. Usually it opens a window. Here it goes. It's open now. I see a commercial playing, so I'm guessing I'm live.
Yes.
No, we are. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. Sorry for the delay, but YouTube's playing with their settings again, and you can't tell when you're live and when you're not.
By the way, you're a minute early today. Okay, so
what happened, Tom?
Stop apologizing. You were 1 minute early tonight.
I try to be 1 minute early in case something goes wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to do that because if you don't, for some strange reason, something goes wrong all the time.
Well, the key is to start streaming. You got to start the cameras and everything going, and everything has to stream into your YouTube studio before YouTube will broadcast it. So,
hey, Michael Blade, what's up? Okay,
what's up, Audley?
I'm in the chat.
Hey, Corey Mano, how are you?
What's going on?
Corey Mano was here earlier. Michael Blades was here and came back, and I see Aerial Landscape. What's up? How are you guys? Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys, number 99.
Wow, look at that.
Number 99, which means next week I'll probably do some advertising this week to give something away on the 100th live stream.
Good deal. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's up, Drone Worship? Just realized why I'm here because I'm just so smooth. I slid right into the comment section like butter.
Oh, look at that, man.
He's really
creamy butter.
He's really holding his nuts.
Okay. Yeah.
What's up, Daniel?
See, the operative word there is worship. You get that? Who's worshiping who there? Okay.
Listen,
just saying, butter. Just saying, butter.
How are you, Drone Worship? Michael Blade, what's going on? How's everyone week? How was everyone's weekend? Because now it's a new week starting.
It is. Look at that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I can't complain.
I got to do some flying the other day. It was cold. The last day, I think it was Thursday, they said it was supposed to be 50 something.
Okay.
More like 40 something, feeling like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we had a day there where it felt like 12. Remember?
Hey, Robert, I was just getting ready to speak to you, and I got to make you a moderator. Those of you who don't know, Robert Kamada came out to fly with me this week. That's what I was actually getting ready to talk about.
Oh, very good. He made it out there. That's great.
FPV Joel. Yes, he did come out.
Good deal.
He came out on Thursday, and Wednesday, the day before, was so beautiful. In the afternoon, from about 12 o'clock on, I said, I know tomorrow's going to be better because they said it's going to be warmer. Man, it was brick out there. The wind was whipping. We were on Beach 9th Street, Herman. If you know that area. We were there, and something strange happened because along the water, along the entire shore of the peninsula I live on, is a 400-foot ceiling level. But what happens is if the planes are coming in from over the ocean, meaning the wind's coming in from off the land, they come in the land that way, they usually drop the ceiling to about 200 or $150, whatever it is. And we had 400 ceiling all the way across. And you know the beige buildings, Herman, that I usually fly down to from the excavators? That little part of the boardwalk. You remember we
God. Welcome.
And on the sand mound, on the burns, from that area there, Robert couldn't take off.
Hey, Robert flying?
How are you? And
what was Robert flying?
I had a crash. I had perfect video, and I went out, and I'm actually putting the video out tomorrow. And I went out and did sort of like a semi-split S, and I came back in, and all of a sudden my video just went out. So I automatically killed the motor, and it was a whole search and rescue thing. But I have it in the video. It was actually pretty good.
What was Robert flying?
His Mavic 2 Pro.
Good deal.
He was flying a Mavic 2 Pro. But we were originally on Beach 9th Street.
TV.
What happened was we went from Beach 9th down to Beach 20th.
What's up?
What's up, Stevie? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Stevie.
We're good, man. You're a little high on the gain.
And Jesus.
Just a wee bit. I
How
told
about
you,
now?
man, duct
How
tape.
about now?
dude.
It's that huge
No,
studio.
listen.
It's that huge studio he's in right
It's
now.
the large
That's
room,
the
right?
problem.
It's
Yeah,
reverberant.
it's echoing.
I
back and
ordered a
forth.
new mic from B&H.
Uh-huh.
Well, an actual mic, because I'm using like one of those H1 Zoom recorders that
Right.
I record sound
Yeah.
with. So
Hey, Marcel Roberts.
I'm actually gonna have a real mic for you guys, just for you guys.
I know you.
I like my Yeti Blue, dude. It works.
That's what I have, a Yeti Blue. It's actually black, but it's a Yeti. But I know
not get
you,
political here.
Stevie, excuse me, want to talk DJI. I know Tom wants to talk DJI. We're gonna do like 1 or 2 stories, and then we'll get into your DJI experiences. And then if we have time,
Because we
I
ain't
have
coming back. You know
more-
we ain't.
two
There's
more
no time
stories.
after DJI. You know that. Come on now.
What happened?
Come on. My tail's getting bushy. There'll be no time after DJI. You know
He
that.
said if we
Come on.
start the DJI conversation now, there'll be no other conversation.
Yeah, so get your stories in
That's
now.
what I'm
man.
trying. That's what I'm
Shoehorn them
trying
in
to
now.
say. That's actually what I'm trying to say. Hey D, what's up? How are you? You gotta make you a moderator, D. You need coming back. Metro Drones, thank you so much for the
What's up,
super
Metro?
chat, dude.
Chat.
We appreciate it. Happy Sunday to you, Metro Drones.
Hey,
Drones,
D.
I hope
Hey,
all
D.
is well.
See ya.
All
Hey,
of you
Metro.
guys that are here, I know you've been hearing the DJI craze. We will get into a
Guys and
DJI.
gals.
It's just like once you say DJI and you pull a string and Tom, the string doesn't go in. You remember those toys? You pull a
You know
string
what it is? You know
and it
what
would
it is?
spin,
I got a true
and the
affiliate
string would get
hookup.
shorter.
Look. I got a true affiliate hookup with DJI. You're still hoping with eHang. Okay? Let's just cut through it, okay? I had to say it just once, okay? Now we got it out of the way. Unless,
Okay.
of course, you're going to spring an eHang story on us
No,
at the
no,
11th hour. Okay.
no.
You
They're
still got
not,
time,
they're
Lawrence.
not paying me.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not paying me for the
I
second.
can't see the commercials that play, Stevie, so I don't know what he's up to.
Go
I
ahead,
don't get
Lawrence,
paid
tell
for
him.
the second month of the second week
Metro
of the month.
Drones, what's up?
On the NASDAQ on Friday. Go ahead, Lawrence, tell him.
Yeah.
What's up, Fly Zone?
What's up, Metro?
Mike,
What's
how are
good?
you?
How you doing?
Every time he talks
Hey.
about it, somebody burps on the NASDAQ. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
hey,
Or
what's
was
up,
that a
dude?
fart? I'm not sure.
Chatty
Okay.
Cathy. Anyway, the first story, well, it's actually 6 minutes after. Well, we're gonna need this time, but the first story we're getting into is it's a company called Clobotics, and they have 3 bases, one in Seattle, one in Shanghai, and one in Denmark. And this, what they do is they do observation and anything based with inspection as far as windmills, industrial factories. This company does it.
Well, Lawrence, what's really noteworthy about this company is the fact that they're not even really a drone company. That's not their forte. Their forte is computer vision technology.
Yes,
And building the AI into that, right?
Well,
so
see,
that's what's notable, I would say here.
It is, but I was going to point that out as well, but I was kind of going to segue into it because they had a fundraiser. Now, those of you who don't know, or who don't own your own business or have companies, every now and then the board of directors gets together and says, we need to have a fundraising dinner or fundraiser to get new investors like Stevie to invest or Herman to invest in us, or to get our current investors to invest a little more money. And they did have an event which they wind up raising $30 million to go into computer vision technology. And for those of you who don't know what computer vision technology is, it's anything that has to do with LiDAR, a camera, mapping, all of that data information that these companies take in, this company is specifically specializing in. So the fact that they had a fundraiser and got up $30 million means these people, whoever they were selling to, must have liked what they were trying to sell.
One company, by the way. So Sanzia Zentai is basically the largest fund in mainland China. Okay. They are venture capitalists. They invested 30 million in this company. And Clobotics, again, computer vision technology. So the whole premise here is that this company, what they do best is recognize what they're looking at, right? Because when you can recognize what you're looking at, then you can build the AI into it as to now what you need to get out of that data.
Correct.
Okay. So this is huge for the wind turbine industry because of the cost and liability of putting staff up on top deck. Okay. So, and then a lot of times it requires, much greater downtime because the time to transit up, time to transit down, all the safety things.
Sometimes they have
Okay.
to kill power.
Analyzing. And then the data you get back is subjective sometimes at best because it's the human eye looking at it. Now what this company does is their technology really is the human eye in the software, looking at it, analyzing it, getting the data points, what looks abnormal, where are those anomalies, okay, and be able to plot those out. And remember, if you're plotting them out, you're not plotting them out on one turbine. You're plotting them out on maybe 10, 15, 20 turbines, and you can see how the data correlates across them. So
right,
they handle
you
the
can
back
see
end analysis, they handle the acquisition, and also what they've gotten into is like putting together a turnkey system to offer up to these turbine companies, because now they can also package it with the specialized drone and the correct cameras,
right. They're
to
selling,
leverage
they're selling
now to
their service.
that
They're selling
turnkey,
their service.
turnkey. But so let's be careful when we talk about, well, this is an American company and this is a Chinese company and this is a Dutch company. Of course, at the end of the day, where are the venture capitalists from? Because that really
China.
determines who
From
owns
China.
it. A lot of it's from China. A lot of it's from China.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of the investment in this country right here
is from Asia. Yes,
okay,
you're right about that.
But if you want to look at where they are the biggest contributor, it's the African continent.
Hey, Matt.
Okay, they're planning to own half of it, if not 3/4 of it, before the end of this century. But that it's where the money is where they're putting it. So, substantial productivity gains through this type of automation. It really lowers corporate risk also. Again, you're not putting members top deck to do a lot of this work.
Like you said, the time that it takes for a man to climb a wind turbine, and then they have to power it down because damn sure can't be moving while he's up there.
No, you can't even move to go inside the base.
But this company, like Tom said, specializes in seeing anything from structural damage to heat loss, coolant, cold loss, all kinds of different things that you need to have an operating steel factory or an operating hydroelectric plant. You can send this, you can get a company like this to go in, and for I don't know or what they charge. I'm sure it's a pretty stiff arm and a leg, because the article also goes to say that they've inspected is it 140,000 or 14? I have to find it. 140,000.
Hold on a second. I think
it's 14,000. They inspected 14,000
wind turbines around the yeah. So remember, each time they do that, they're gaining more intel, right? They're gaining more data that can be leveraged to build out a better system.
Well, that was that one for today. Stevie.
Yes.
What's going on, man? I know.
Does it sound better?
You did.
Much better.
Hey, Drone Days.
Yeah,
how are
you know what I did?
Daryl
I muted
Hickman.
myself and I put that wind guard on it, that little dead cat. I'm working with what I got. I'm working with what
definitely,
I got,
man.
You know,
Definitely.
It's not really a streaming mic, but like I said, it's on its way.
Listen, you make what you got work.
More than passable, Stevie.
Okay. You make what you got work, plain and simple. But anyway, that was that little bit. That was the shortest story of the day, because I just thought that now companies are actually going out and asking for money to help improve their company. And $30 million is to some a whole fucking lot. To some,
Well, it's all relative, right?
Huh?
It's all relative, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I guess it worked, right? They got 30 million ahead.
Yeah, well, again, one thing about venture capitalists is they are looking for one thing and one thing only, to make more money off of their money. So when they place a boatload of cash someplace, it's usually based on a lot of research as to
And I
where
just
the
put in a new
verticals
rule,
are, where the
including
market's going.
drone
So,
products to put
you
in
know,
Wow.
that's what you look at. That's what's meaningful about where they put the dollar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering what Hugh was explaining there. Hey, what's up, Night Train?
Now we're talking about FPV drones in the chat. And
Oh,
he's explaining
okay.
some of the rules. So he's trying to keep his drones under the 250 grams.
Okay. Well, there's another company, all right, that's Colorado-based company called Black Swift. Now, you guys remember us when we were talking about Zipline? They're a fixed wing company as well. They do a lot of mapping. And what attracted me to this story was the fact that this particular company, and I don't know if Zipline does, maybe I'll have to do the research, but this particular company, Black Swift, is helping U.S. Air Force improve maintenance planning for their drones, which means they're going to go out and each time a drone goes out and comes back in, they're going to scan it with drones and check for structural integrity issues and stuff like that. And it seems everybody seems to be doing inspection with drones. You know, I mean, you already see in sports, you see it
Well, this is inspection of drones.
yes, but these are inspection of military drones.
Yeah,
We're talking
it's a maintenance
Reapers,
program. Yeah,
right?
it's an
We're
automated
talking
maintenance
Reapers
program.
and stuff like that.
Right.
And
we did a story on a airport that were using them for their airplanes.
The S2s.
mhm,
Yeah. The S2s.
that's exactly what
the S2 is a pusher prop with a bi rudder, split tail. Okay. A very
that's
large wing
exactly
surface.
what version we're doing the
Yeah,
story on, because what I was getting ready to say that I'm not sure that Zipline does this, but this S2 drone actually has the option to interchange compartments for
Yeah.
carrying different cargo. So if you see on the drawing here, this is on their website. I'll post it in the chat. But you could have anything from dry cargo to what looks like a refrigerated unit and something, the third one, I can't even tell what it is, but that's kind of interesting that you're offering multiple payload for
Yeah, it's a swappable payload system.
Right.
It's
yes.
efficient, very, very efficient.
Right.
Yes. So I like this
And it
particular
helps
one.
What's
have
really
people on board,
cool.
you can do that
Yeah. Excuse me, Herman. Sorry.
without with the fact that you don't have a man on board. You can do that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. You're not taking up that valuable space or more the payload, the weight aspect of it. But what I
Exactly.
really like about this company is the data-centric flight control system, right? So
Well, see, that's it. This is another one of those companies, Tom, that's going to be specializing in mapping and observation and stuff like that. And it seems everyone needs data.
well,
This is actually
the
what it looks
backbone.
like. When I said it looks like Zipline, it uses a catapult system,
Yeah.
just like Zipline. And
A lot
like
smaller than I thought.
it's small. Well, Zipline is small too.
Yeah,
Zipline.
Zipline doesn't have to be.
No, I was picturing a bigger drone
Yeah.
for some reason.
But you know what's really cool here is the fact that the data link system, okay, that is what has to be rock solid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And as these systems keep getting built out,
Here's it landing actually.
the benefit's going to be to us also, because those data links are going to be backbones.
Here, Stevie,
over
this is
time.
the size of it.
Yeah.
Zipline,
But I
dude's
was-
over here. But Zipline, actually, their bird is pretty close to the same size, except Zipline catches their stuff via tagline, like aircraft carriers with a hook and cable.
An arrestor system. Yeah.
Right. So Zipline comes in between two poles and the cable catches the
Yeah, tail
wire
hook.
and it swings to the ground like that. This one lands on the ground.
Right.
But this is I put their
I
site on
bet
the
you there's
page.
somebody in Flyborough that can hand catch that. Come on now.
Of course.
Someone willing. Well, I had put their page to their website because if you go to their website really quick, what I like to look at are their products. Okay. But we're talking about the S2. We just saw the S2, but their applications that they use: extreme weather operations. Okay. Biome specific scientific research was anything that has to do with logistics, analytics, etc., and custom payload integration. So it looks like they do a little bit of everything. And like I said, this interchangeable compartment makes you that more multifunctional, because not everybody's doing that. Everyone's saying just we'll carry it for you. But what if you needed something to be carried using a refrigeration unit? You understand what I'm
medications,
saying?
vaccines, guys.
Medical.
Right.
That's the
Refrigeration, you may need something that may need to be carried.
Sure, blood products.
Yeah, instead of having to pack it,
blood products need
put
to
that
be
in there,
organs.
interchange it, and you're good.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if it has to stay at a certain temperature, I could see this company being a little ahead of Zipline. Like I said, I have to research Zipline, but as far as I know, Zipline is not using anything temperature related. They're sending samples.
Oh, no. Yes, they are. Yes,
they are.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I wasn't sure about it. That's why
Zipline's been
I didn't want to
transporting
get on the line about it.
Zipline's been transporting blood products. Blood products can't be transported unless they are.
This is
That's
true.
why
I didn't even think about that.
Pack it anymore.
Yeah. Hey,
plasma.
Bill, if you have a refrigerated unit, you don't have to pack it anymore.
If it's you can remember that there are alternatives, right? Because one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you can get that distance, the duration of flight you need, right? So
hold on, Matt.
If you're if you have that load coming off of your systems, the refrigerate stuff, takes some power. Now, what you might have is you might have a dry ice chamber, then a series of fans built into it.
Now that you mention it, I do know Zipline does do
around.
that.
Yeah.
I've seen Zipline actually dropping off blood samples. Right. It never dawned on me that the box that it was in was probably dry ice.
It could have been dry ice, but packed. Packed.
Yeah.
But
that never dawned on me.
It could have been blue ice.
I use the dry ice when I go camping, Lawrence.
Yeah. And then it's really good around campfires at night with some water on it, and it gets real. You start telling. Then you can start telling stories about who got mauled in the woods at night, right? When the fog just starts to seep in, Herman. Okay. Just make sure that pot of water is not too close to you when you drop it in there. That's all.
Oh yeah. You're right about that. You're 100%. Dry ice is efficient given enough time.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Hey, I know it firsthand, man. Omaha Steaks, okay?
Yeah, dude. I have an Omaha Steaks box here, which is full of props. I was like, I'm not throwing it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm not throwing it out. And now it's filled with props. Nice. Anyway, now we can get to the time of the day that I'm sure everybody wanted to get to. And we're mentioning, I don't have the sound effect, or else I go DJI like Ken Herron with Echo. We're working on it. We're working on that stuff.
What do you mean you don't have a sound effect? I don't understand that.
Uh-oh.
Tom, please put it on the table when you power it on. I'd hate to hear it go and we'd have to go black.
Why? You think I got props on it?
Those props hit the
of course I do.
tap.
Listen,
of course I do.
Murphy's Law gets a lot of great laughs at my expense. So who's going to start first? Okay, we're going DJI.
First off,
we still have some stories. So if you want to start out, Tom,
tell me she ain't cool.
I know.
Tell me she doesn't look good. Okay, we have our naysayers on this side of the fence, and we have our enthusiasts on that side of the fence.
Right.
Okay, and they're coming from two different sides of the plate.
Which
usually it's the FPV flyers on the naysayers side, and the camera drone flyers. Don't take our fun away. Okay. And plus, Stevie,
the wind out of your sail.
I had to personalize her a little, baby.
Wow, Ray, you didn't waste no time.
Okay.
I could imagine a bird flying above that. What the?
And she's named, by the way, and just give you a quick view, just a quick flash. Yes, she's registered. Keeping my 107 intact.
Yeah.
But
yes, you definitely have to do that.
so that's Buzz or Buzzard for actually Buzzard. That's Buzz.
Tom has the temperature gun.
I have the thermal scanner. Okay, it serves two purposes right now. Okay.
Tom, while you go into the store, I have time to go make a drink.
I would say you got plenty of time to go make a drink. Okay.
All right. I'll be back. I'm gonna mute my mic and go make a drink. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Mom kissed the Bonnie Stone when she was pregnant with me. You don't have to worry.
Okay. There we go.
Time for a bathroom break too.
So tell us how you feel about it, though.
Well, you know what? It's a mixed bag. It is. It's a mixed bag, but it's like any other drone I've owned. It's got its pluses. It's got its minuses.
Right.
To be totally honest with you, I'm looking forward to getting a lot more stick time with it. I've been going through the whole process. I like to learn the drone from inside out. I want to, turn around and get my settings. I want to understand the menuing system. I want to feel comfortable with the controls. And I've been doing the sim. I've been doing the sim with both the standard controller. Okay. Right here. And the motion controller.
Okay. You can use that on the sim too?
Yeah, you can use it on the sim. You can download the sim without buying the bird and the package. But the stick control is really tough. You can turn around and connect, like if you have an Xbox controller or something, Bluetooth, you can't connect that. It'll be a lot easier to use it that way. But the goggles are awesome. Although they don't fit my freaking face. So I had to order the sponge foam padding, which I hope comes in the next few days.
Okay.
And because it's for a much flatter face.
I got you.
Okay. So I got a lot of light leakage around the sides. Comfort wise, sitting there for an hour or so, you'll get a nice mark across your nose. So I'm hoping the sponge. Yeah, I think Ken Dono had already mentioned that he had replaced his right away.
Right.
It's most of this, not most of the weight, but a good portion of the weight, is in the battery. And this battery, a little confusing why they wanted it to land on the battery itself. I don't know. We'll see over time how wise a decision that is. I do like the fact that there's basically a disconnection, even with the battery in place. So when I have it in my bag, I don't have to worry about it turning on.
Right.
Solid connection to the system. Pretty ruggedly built. I mean, there is no flex in this thing at all. Okay.
Right.
So that could be good and bad, right?
True.
She looks like a little bulldog.
Like a baby inspired.
A little bit.
It's like
she looks alien, dude. She really does look alien.
Alien.
Okay. You started by saying that there's been the naysayers on this side and the guys on this side that like it.
Right.
Like I had said to Lawrence when when the film came out and we did that story there on Wednesday, and I said to Lawrence, I said, everybody's talking about, if you want to get into FPV, why don't you do it the right way, learn how to build your drone? And I agree with that. If you want to get into FPV.
Yeah, but if that's what you want.
Hold on a second. Yeah. But what I was telling Lawrence is that with this, DJI didn't expect, they don't intend for you to leave their ecosystem.
Right.
They don't intend for you to learn how to fly this and then go fly FPV. This is for the people who've already been flying their drones, and they want them to fly it this and to stay into this world. Yeah. It's just like Apple. They don't want you leaving their world. They want you in that world. That's why this thing is a dedicated controller.
And it's 100% right. I mean, at least this is opinion. I agree. I agree with Herman's opinion.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem, right? They build out an ecosystem to make sure that whatever you put together in that ecosystem, you get a positive experience from.
Well, another thing
that's not smart. It works. It works together.
A lot of people are forgetting that this FPV drone is the first drone. This is not the last drone. So if you wanted to learn FPV, and this would be the way to go for a person like me that comes from camera drones. This is the way to go. You understand?
Yeah, Stevie.
Because this is going to be a stepping stone to whatever comes next. There might be something a little lighter, probably more than likely better, because they're going to use this to learn, right?
First off, the technology,
just like every
Stevie,
other
they
drone.
built into this, right?
If you remember back in the Mavic Pro days, everyone was like, the design is phenomenal. It's a great looking drone. Well, they used that Mavic Pro to test stuff for the Mavic 2 series.
Well,
And I expect
it's
the
an
same thing to happen
innovation.
with this drone.
And the air tube. Look at the air tube, the connection,
guys.
the ability of 60 frames. I mean, everything is going to step up. This is DJI. This is like the Mercedes of drones, right? You got to spend more to be in this game, right?
Well, and explore that, Stevie. Spending more. Spending more.
Hold on. You see what Robert C put? What if you want to use a drone like the new FPV drone to get footage of boats, cars, and anything going faster than 30 miles per hour?
It's a platform, right, Robert? Right on the head, okay? It's the reason why Stevie got it.
Good, Malik.
It's the reason why I got it. We're photographers. We're videographers. This is what we're looking for. We're looking to be able to get those action shots. We're looking to chase that train down the rail. We're looking to capture that surfer going across, okay, dynamically coming across.
Exactly.
We're, look, someday I'll get to the flips and the barrel rolls and all of that and juice myself up, but that's not what I'm looking for today. Look, if I go out there right tomorrow and I turn around and throw this into acro mode and I crash it, so be it. It's on me. I bought it. Okay. But that's not my intent. My intent is I'm spending some stick time getting that muscle memory on the sim. I'm going out there. I'm flying it normal. I'm flying it in sport mode in 3 different roll. Today
I went into sports mode for the first time. I'm not in no rush.
No rush. I want to feel comfortable with it, right? Because I plan to use it. Look, when I get a camera, okay, I don't rush out and shoot my first hired job with it. Hell no. I go and I explore that camera, soup to nuts. I want to know what its capabilities are. I want to push it over the limit a little so I know where the limit actually is for me. Right. So that's where I am with this bird.
And it's a safer way to learn for me. And this is all opinion. Like I'm not an FPV.
But hold on. This is why it's so important to hear what you guys have to say, because me being a camera drone pilot, going to FPV, and now trying to combine both. You are both camera drone pilots that are experiencing FPV.
Yeah.
So what you say and what you feel matters because, okay, what I'm trying to say is if you had 40,000 subscribers, I had 40,000 subscribers, and they send me a drone, it's my job to say whether it's good or bad. But
I got no problem with that.
9 times out of 10, I'm going to say it's good because I want them to send me another damn drone.
Well, that we want to know about ahead of time. Okay.
What Lawrence is saying is this is the unbiased.
This is unbiased.
This is an unbiased review, straight up.
Exactly.
Money came out of Stevie's pocket. Money came out of my pocket.
It was an investment towards my happiness.
Yeah. And you know what? Also it's bringing me a little bit of excitement. Okay. It's infusing a little more excitement into the passion I have. It's like anything else, man. I get excited when I get the new camera body. I get excited when I get a new lens. Okay.
Robert C. Appreciate the super chat, man.
Don't take that away.
No need to read this, just supporting the stream. You got to read it if you put a super chat.
You're definitely getting a call out on that, Robert.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
You definitely have to get one.
Next time, make it $19.99. We might not call you out. Okay. But
and you need to hit me up this week, man. It's going to be 60 degrees 3 days this week.
Yeah, you got like
Thursday.
A few good days here. Few good days.
What's up? Look, if you can get out Thursday morning, you know what the deal is.
I'm going out next week. Not this coming week, the week after. I'm going to go out and I'm going to go shoot out in the desert, man. I'm going to get some wide open flying. That's what I'm looking for.
You said you're doing, I was away, but you said you were doing the simulator, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Virtual fly. Yeah.
When, and this is no rush, I'm just asking for logistics. When do you think, and this goes to you
Eddie.
also, Stevie, how long did you get on the simulator, or did you get on the simulator, Stevie, or not? I mean, how long do you think it's going to take before you're comfortable? These are things that I'm asking because even as an FPV pilot, if you don't put in the sim time, you're going to fuck up something.
Well, I'll let you know that I had liftoff before. Because people
Right.
were telling me I wanted to get into FPV. I just never made that move into buying all the parts
And this
all that
this
other
helped
stuff.
push you over the edge.
When they released this, I was like, all right, I'm going to be within something that I'm comfortable with. They have all the safety measures in this, so I can move at my speed, at my pace. So I jumped in with this instead of buying all the parts and all that other stuff and start building myself. I am good at soldering. I've used to do my own car systems. I used to do the strobe lights on my lights. I used to be one of those guys racing in the back alleys back in the days, So
Yeah.
I used to do all my stuff myself. I have my own soldering kits and everything I need to make that happen. So I thought maybe I'll build an FPV, but I never jumped, right? And when I heard this was coming out, I was like, this is perfect. And
Well,
I got
the
involved.
reason I'm asking is because there are a lot of camera drone pilots right now that are experiencing a simulator for the first time. And they're not going to, I know for a fact, there are a lot of camera drone pilots that are not going to cross over to FPV because they're comfortable with that level. And that wasn't the reason they got this particular drone.
Right.
Like Rob C says, now you don't have to put your Bird, your Mavic 2 Pro in sports mode. You don't have to put your Phantom 4 Pro in sports mode. You can have a DJI FPV Bird and put that heifer in sports mode and keep up with anything out there.
So one of the
reason.
things, one of the things, even if I put it into sports mode, even if I put it into FPV mode, it's not this. It's not the same as this.
You're right.
Okay. It doesn't move the same way.
It is kind of scary, man.
It's scary, but exciting at the same time by the fact, and I look, I'm going to say it again. This is a partisan discussion. Okay. There's two parties talking here. There's the experienced FPV pilots that's saying shame on you guys. Okay. But I got the same thing with my e-bike, dude. Okay. Tell me if I ride by somebody and they go, cheetah. Okay.
There's always somebody that's gonna throw their opinion.
So look, I'm not there to make you happy or anybody else happy.
Exactly.
This is here. It was my dollar. It's making me happy. And anybody who goes out and gets it and enjoys it, more power to you.
Right. I'm happy.
Those that decide not to, okay, no problem. I don't have the time. For this. Look, I went to aviation high school. I think I got the skill set to solder. Okay. I know how to tin. Look, it's not what I have a passion for. It's not what I have a desire to do.
You hear Eddie Nunez? He got some nerve. He got an e-bike too. Shut up, man.
Yeah, I know. I rode with them, cheetah. Okay.
Listen. I can see why an experienced FPV drone pilot, I can see why they wouldn't want this. This is
doesn't fly the same.
I mean,
it wasn't designed for FPV.
This is a gateway drone for people that
no, Stevie, it's a gateway drug. Okay.
But listen,
you're looking at a crack dealer right on the screen here. Okay, there's one of them. Eddie's another one.
Eddie.
Okay. Ken Dono, he's another one. You freaking crack dealers. I understand it. I'm feeding off of it. Okay.
But
I'm going, I can't take the hard drugs.
This will be going backwards for people like that. That's why I understand why they wouldn't. You know what,
Stevie? You're 100% right. But I wanted to know your first time flying that FPV Bird, and people ask me, what is it like flying FPV? And maybe you can answer this, Stevie, or someone in the chat can answer this. But they asked me, what is the experience flying FPV? And I said, have you ever flown a camera drone? And they say, yeah. And I said, remember that adrenaline rush when you started the props and it took off the ground, that adrenaline that you felt? I tell them, magnify it by 10. How was it when you took off?
All right, first flight, first battery, very first battery. I didn't like the whole goggles thing. that threw me off a lot. Like I kept, like when I first took off, I actually had to take off the goggles and watch the drone go up.
Video.
I was like, I want to see it. Like I want to just see it go up because I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing anything wrong. I didn't want to, I don't know. Even with all the experience I have with camera drones, I couldn't just take off. Like there's something in my nerves that made me lift up the goggles. But once I put the goggles back on and I started flying, first battery, I didn't like it. I don't know, something about the goggles and everything. I was like, maybe this is not for me. Second battery, it honestly started to grow on me. I started zipping through, safely, not super fast. I started, just playing around with it.
Vertigo?
It was
exactly.
No, I didn't get no vertigo, and I was standing. I had a chair, but for some reason I didn't want to sit down. I don't know. I guess the anxiety of everything,
you had your VO with you, right?
And all that, and yeah. So I stood up. And I didn't do the Stevie Wonder like I thought. I looked at the footage. I only shared like a little snippet in my latest video. You see me standing there. And I was pretty steady, but that video killed the battery. In the end of my video, you say I killed my GoPro. So I ended it with the iPhone.
Right.
Because the GoPro was running the whole time I was flying. I totally forgot about the GoPro. And just, I was just flying around with the goggles on. And that thing just kept recording and recording. Second battery, I started to like it. Third battery, I said, I'm keeping it. Because honestly, I was just going to just drop it off. I was like, if I don't like it, I still got the box, the stickers. The stickers are still on this thing.
You could sell it tomorroll to anybody on here.
Yeah,
so,
I could
right?
I have some time to return it as long as I don't crash it, right? So
I'll relate my experience. My experience is I've flown aircraft. I would say what is really giving me an experience here is, Corey Mano said out of body experience. I'm going to tell you is right now, this is with this as close as I can come to flying over a ridge, with a bush plane and feeling it. I'm not feeling the gravity. Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the experience, the virtual experience is there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to feel, come on.
It didn't bring a
We
tear
were
to your
kids.
eye.
We were kids, right? We grew up
couldn't get out the goggles.
wanting superpowers, right? Come on. You grew up wanting superpowers. What was the one you wanted? I wanted to fly. Okay. So that's what I'm telling you. That's what this is. But that's what it is for an FPV flyer, isn't it?
Yes.
Lawrence?
Yes.
You're flying. You're flying because of that immersiveness that you have.
That goggles.
Yeah. And I think that's a game changer. Remember, you have it as an FPV flyer. You have that immersiveness. You understand it. Okay. Camera drone flyers, you can't tell me the DJI goggles were really that. They tried to bring it to you, but they really didn't. These goggles do bring it to you, I think. Right, Stevie? I mean, you've experienced both.
What is the field of view on those goggles?
Listen,
150.
That's not bad.
I've never worn
the furthest you can go is
before.
180. So
you'd have to have wraparound with peripheral, and not everybody has peripheral. Okay,
that was the very first time. I never wore goggles to fly before. Never, ever, ever. I've flown those little toy drones that you have to control everything, like the Star Wars drones. My son has one. I've flown those that you actually control everything. The throttle and everything.
Yeah.
And I was able to control those. And like I said, I had liftoff. I haven't done full manual. I was doing sport mode today for the first time. I think that thing has. I'm close this up.
So now think of this. They built a platform here that you have 6 levels you can progress through. Okay, 7 if you count the sim, right? Sim to normal to sports, but sports no roll, sports mid roll, sports full roll. Then you got normal mode, okay, without being able to completely roll it, and then you have full acro mode. So you've got some steps to go through that you can leverage and build your confidence and also build your hand-eye coordination. Now there's a lot of dispute out there about whether you center your sticks or not. I think if you're going to fly it in full manual, you better
To the throttle
let
adjust.
that stick droop.
Well, I'm going to tell you
and
what
use it
happens.
conventionally.
I'm going to tell you what
But you
happens.
got to be able to transition back. You got to understand when you transition back
That's what I'm
to flying
concerned
normal. Yeah, but it's not as it
That's actually an issue because
Yeah.
if you start out with your stick centered, FPV, my radio, where is it? Right here. FPV, this stick is down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's my throttle, right?
Yeah.
Now, when some people have been trying to learn FPV by using their Xbox controller and their PlayStation controllers, and what happens is because those controllers are centered, when you use a simulator like Velocidrone or Liftoff, the bird takes off straight up in the
Yeah,
air
because it's
because
already
the throttle's already at 50%.
yeah, it's 50%, right?
Right. And
But
that's what
but
a
see,
lot of
you
people
have the ability on here
to switch between.
to switch it out. But look, there's not a switch on here.
Well,
That
Tom,
might have
there's a
been nice.
reason you
That might have
can't
been
do
nice.
it. There's a
have a
reason you
switch.
can't do it manually, and the reason is they want you to take off in GPS mode. They want you to take off in stabilized mode. They want you to take off like a GPS, a camera drone. For the simple reason, once you're up in the air and you decide what the hell you're going to do, then you go manual, or then you go sports mode.
Don't agree. I don't agree.
No,
I
Why?
think first off, on this bird, you better break yourself of the habit. Okay. Well, I'm not talking today. I'm talking when you're ready to move over to manual mode. Okay. You better be flying dead stick in a sim first. I'm just saying. Okay. Because you want to fly it the right way. Now, when you switch back, and go back to sport or back to normal with the dead stick, you got to be cognizant of that and fly it accordingly.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
here's a
What are you
question.
using on the sim, Tom?
Right.
Well, it depends. There's a lot of choices for sims. Okay. But, if I'm using a sim, I'm going to use a standard controller. Okay.
Okay.
But if I can do it with the DJI, then I'm going to use their controller because I want the muscle memory. That's key for me is
Well, you're
the
gonna have
muscle
to
memory.
alter it if you're gonna do the music.
Well, no, it's the transition back. Look, I'm going to fly with the stick centered for a bit because I want to exercise and I want to get my cinematic footage. It depends on what I'm going out there. If I'm going out there to blast through a water park or something, I'm probably going to make my adjustments.
I haven't
I'm
made
saying
any
if you're gonna
adjustments
use
yet.
it on the
I'm not going to.
simulator.
Well, you should think about making some adjustments to your sensitivity, your expo settings, and
Right.
all, and your
Right.
rate. Okay, if you want to get some smoother. Look, out of the box, I think this thing does fly a little funky,
It's
but I
a
think
little
you got to
clunky?
make those
You
adjustments.
said clunky.
Flunky,
Oh,
funky.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it's completely clunky, not in the true sense of the word, but it doesn't give me the smooth flight I'm looking for. And with a little bit of adjustment, I'm getting there. Okay.
You know that video.
They say
It was really windy. I don't know if you noticed. I believe I cut out some of the clips because I didn't want to make an extra long video, but there was a part of the video that I showed my phone, to the camera.
Yeah.
And I think I was getting like 39-mile gust,
Right.
mile per hour gust.
Yeah.
I didn't share, like I said, I try to make the video as quick as possible. It would have been like a 10-minute video if I would have put everything in. But
real quick, Stevie, you swooping over those trees was a little close for a first time ever.
Look,
he went
there's
over
two
the
other
trees.
issues here, Stevie,
He
right?
went over the trees, Tom, and I was like, he's been holding out.
I was
you
gonna share for you some footage from today, when me in sports mode for the first time. But since I just got home and I jumped on, I didn't have time to dump it out of the card. I was gonna be like, here, share this. I was in sports mode for the first time, doing like 60 plus, and I was over water.
I agree, Corey.
I was
Manning,
over
you knocked
water
out
for
of
the
the woods
first
down
time.
with the Sims.
Well,
So yeah, I mean, this is two things that can plague you with this that you got to get used to real quick. Is
Lawrence's face.
okay, you're gonna deal with dirty air too. Okay.
Mhm.
Because of the problem that you have, you're going to have the prop wash. Okay. You're going to create that turbulence. And also you're going to have increased, I mean, Stevie, when you're rocketing across the ground real close, you're dealing with something you really didn't have to deal with as much on
With the
our
camera
Mavics
drone.
is the
yeah.
ground effect also, because the
Yeah.
amount of thrust that's coming
Tom,
off of this.
Hey,
bird.
Tom, I have one
Okay.
thing to say: wind shears.
Well, it's dirty air. It's dirty air at the end of the day, right? When you fly through
Yeah.
your own thrust column, you're
Yeah,
going to
right.
experience a problem. So, remember your thrust column is just that. It's your method to lift.
Right,
And when you
exactly.
introduce unstable air into that, you're not getting the same kind of lift you think.
And Stevie,
And
you
that could
feel it.
flip your bird too.
You
It
feel
could
it.
actually, you'll feel vibration.
You will not feel it in. You will not feel it in the controller because there's no sensor for it. But you will feel it in.
You'll
You
feel
will
it
come
in
out of a
goggles.
maneuver,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the camera will go, and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
means you're caught up
Yeah.
in dirty.
When I first took off and the drone was kind of like going, the wind was blowing it and it was getting
What's up,
like
Buck?
unstable, just sitting there. I'm used
Yeah.
to the Mavic Air 2 and the Phantoms
Going
and
right
all
up
that.
and just
It
sticking.
it just stays, and that
Yeah.
gimbal will keep that horizon. This thing was like, it was moving. You know what I mean? I was
because
so
it's
not used
ready to
that.
go.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
ready
yeah. It
to
was just
rock
like
and
the
roll,
wind was
dude.
blowing it, and it was kind of fighting it, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it was going with it because it only has that.
Well, the nice thing
the
about a
gimbal.
30-mile-an-hour gust is when you can do 60, you can at least
You
get back.
still have 30
Okay.
in the plus side.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
st- and
Unlike,
that's how I used to calculate going out flying because Justin and I, when we first started, like you see Courtney Darlington, the other day it was brick out. He was out there with his Mavic, with his DJI FPV bird. When you first get into FPV, all of a sudden the weather doesn't matter. You're willing to lose limbs to get out there and practice and fly. And now I'm too bougie for that shit. If the
No, I
weather
just
is
gotta-
not 40 degrees or higher, I'm not going.
Stevie,
Yeah.
come on, baby. That doesn't give you a little bit of wood.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
man.
cool. That is
Okay.
super cool.
She's doing a little light show for you. Okay.
It definitely is cool. And like I said, man.
Do you have a
it's-
bedroom for that drone, Tom?
Dude, the wife's getting jealous. Okay.
You seen the picture of my Mavic Air 2 in New Hampshire in the bed with the pillow,
Yeah.
with it all tucked in?
Yeah.
I burned through 4 batteries during sunrise in New Hampshire, and I felt like I had to pamper the drone when I got back to the hotel.
Stevie, my Mavic 2 Pro, I think just filed papers against me.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's crazy.
For neglect.
You know how Sundays are. It's like try to do all the errands before the work week. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, I got to find time before the sun goes down to fly the FPV drone. You know what I'm saying? So I already got the little fever for flying. I just want to, I want to give it enough time. I know most will say when you get into true FPV, you got to burn a few packs every day until you get comfortable. But a few packs would be like 4 or 5 packs, right?
Well,
and those are like 5 minutes a pop. With
Yeah,
this
see-
ripping,
now
you
see,
might get like 10
as
minutes.
But hold on.
no,
As
you can
of
get
lately,
long.
I have to tell you, as of lately, I'm telling you the technology's changing
Yeah.
because
But
you used to only fly 3 to 5 minutes. Now they are creating birds and technology that is allowing you on those same batteries or stronger batteries to fly 7 to 20 minutes.
so
There's this battery right here. This is a Lion battery. This battery on this 4-inch bird is supposed to get 28 minutes. I haven't used the entire battery to find out because I'm used to flying 3 to 8 minutes, 3 to 7 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes.
Wow,
So what
8 minutes
happens
is
is
good.
after 10 minutes, I don't know what the hell to do.
well, as a camera, as a camera drone flyer, I have shots in my head. I have a whole series of shots in my head I always want to capture. What I want to say about the battery, okay? Yeah, it's a little monster. It's what I think you should take away from this is I can throw this on the charger and I can go to bed. You can't do that with your lipo packs.
Oh no, those are dangerous, man. Those
So-
things are dangerous.
So the other nice thing is a departure from, we don't charge our batteries after we fly, right? We normally wait, oh, I'm going to go out maybe Friday morning. So Thursday night, I flew on Sunday. Oh, Thursday night, I'm going to charge up my batteries because I'm going out. Because we don't want our batteries to puff. We don't want them sitting with energy and we're not exhausted. This is a self-draining battery. After 2 days, this is going to start to bring itself down.
Lipos don't do that.
This is going to bring itself down to storage. Okay. And it's going to stay at storage. And, that's why always check your batteries before you intend to go out. This battery could take you upwards of 50 minutes from say a 20% to charge. But if this goes down to storage, you got about a half-hour charge time. Stevie, did you get the Fly More with the extra batteries?
Yeah.
The hub is nice. Batteries. Again, unfortunately, it still charges in series, not in parallel.
Right.
But the nice thing is, you got your 2 USB ports off there, so you can charge both your remote and your motion controller. Okay, what I don't like, I don't like the cables hanging from. I understand I don't want the battery near my head. I got that, but I still don't like the idea of the cables hanging from me. I'm always worried about hooking them up with something and pulling the plug. Okay. So I tend to wear the cord over my shoulder and then down into my back pocket. The nice thing is you don't have to connect to your phone to fly this, which is good. But if you want to connect to your phone, then I can hand my phone off to somebody because it's only giving you a feed. It's not giving you the telemetry out. So you can have somebody watch your feed.
Here's a question. Do the goggles have a DVR function to record what you guys see?
Yeah, we actually,
because I've seen people.
I got a micro SD card on both the goggles and, of course, on the drone, and both can record at the same time. Okay. It even has a find your drone aspect to it. What it does is it plays back the last video. Okay.
Right.
So you can figure out where it landed. Okay?
Now, Tom, have you been able to record from the goggles?
I don't know that I tried, Stevie. To be honest,
tried, and I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to do it.
I think
it might be an issue.
Stevie, I think that issue has to do with the SD card size. I was seeing a few people saying that they were having issues recording in their goggles.
Stevie, when I put
don't quote me on it, but I have heard people complaining.
That might be right.
And one guy said he believes it has to do with the size of the SD card.
I changed the size of the card I had put in, because when I had the goggles on and then I'm looking up in the corner to see what my record time is. And, I had a 128 in the drone and I had a 128 in the goggles, and it told me the drone had about 2.5 hours worth of recording time. My goggles had like 14 hours worth of recording time. Right. So you're recording at a lower feed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a lower resolution.
Yeah. It's a lower resolution. It's not that bad though. It's not that bad.
1080?
Oh yeah.
The record playback
it's actually
supposed to be 1080.
I think the recording is 1080 or 810. I'm not
about
sure.
to Google it right now.
It might be 810p.
What size card? What size card you were using?
I had a 128 in there.
Yeah, so that's at 4K. That's 2 hours of video.
Yeah, roughly 2 hours of video. So this is 810p, I believe.
Well, I have a 64 in the goggles, and I couldn't record. I pressed the button on because I see inside the goggles. I see the picture.
Did you format it before?
I formatted both
goggles,
cards.
or did you format it in the goggles?
Today I formatted both cards just to clear it out because I know I dumped everything.
But
from the
on
day
your
before.
PC or in the goggles?
No, in the goggles itself. In the options you click through.
Okay.
Yeah. I learned from the GoPros and all the other stuff.
Yeah. Always format in the device in which you're recording.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you can corrupt the fat.
You have issues and bad data loss and
no. What you do is it's very simple. You wind up corrupting the file allocation table. Data doesn't get saved together. Data gets put wherever it fits, and then when you take it out, it puts it back together. That's how storage works, right? So what happens is when you corrupt a card, you basically corrupted the file allocation table that says, hey, here's where the pieces are.
See,
Now, those of you
they
that
can
buy
hear you.
SanDisk cards, which I religiously buy SanDisk cards, when you tear open that package and throw it away, you just throw something valuable away. I know you took the card out, but did you know inside the packaging, when you rip it open, you got free rescue software, okay, with a code on it. And this software is good for 6 months. So collect these. It'll come in handy, because it's usually best to use proprietary rescue software to rescue data off a proprietary
Hey,
card.
Ariel,
So, Tom,
Okay.
In the goggles, you see the goggles recorder, right?
Yeah.
And how much space you have with the card you have in, and then it shows
Right.
you the drone itself.
With
Now-
how much time you have in it.
So
Yeah.
if I press on the goggles on the top, the record button, I thought the goggles were recording at that point. And then if I press on the remote, then I'm recording from the drone, right? But when I press the top button, the other options disappear. It's just showing that one recording. So then if I press on the remote, it stops on the goggles. So I don't know what the separation is. I still haven't figured that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the two separate
remote,
items. You see the
if I'm
drone and you
correct-
see the goggles recording option. It shows you how much space you have with the card that you have
Right.
installed. Now, if you press from the goggles, it seems like it's just recording everything. Like
There's
both.
two separate entities.
Right.
Now, let me, I don't own
There
the
is a problem,
system,
Stevie.
but this is what, I don't own the
It's coming
actual
up.
DJI, but this is what I have to go through when I'm recording on my goggles and recording on my drone. Because I have a GoPro, that's the same as hitting the record button on your remote for the drone. Now, in order to record from the goggles, you also have to start that recording system. That's what I have to go through. Now, as far as what it sounds like with DJI, when on the controller, when you hit record, that should control the recording on the bird itself.
That's what I figured, just common sense wise, but it doesn't work that way. For some reason, I think there's something up. And
There
maybe
is,
they're gonna
Stevie.
fix it in update.
It's popping up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
coming up.
just did a search, Stevie, and it's popping up. So
Quick question, really quick. Rigor Mortis says, I was wondering what happened to you guys and got to the channel, and so I was unsubscribed. For some reason, YouTube has a habit of unsubscribing you from a channel that you have not visited in a while. Now, and the only reason I know this is because Herman and I talk every other day, every couple of days, whatever, every day, whatever. And I go to his channel because I go check out his videos or whatever. But if you do not visit a page, what YouTube is doing is, if you haven't been there in a certain amount of time, they are literally unsubscribing you.
Wow.
Now, so it's always good to go through your, and I'm saying this because it's always good to go through your subscribers list and see who you're still subscribed to. When you go to someone's channel or something, always check to make sure that it's subscribed, because I had to resubscribe to Herman.
There's only one problem with that, Lawrence.
Huh?
There's only one problem with that. I go to Roger's channel every day.
And you got unsubscribed?
And it
YouTube
says unsubscribe. Yeah.
Continuously unsubscribe me from his channel. Continuously.
Yeah. So as far as what happens, rigor mortis, I pretty much, I can tell you it's a YouTube thing, whether they're trying to clean out extra data on the servers or whatever.
Hey,
I have not seen a bunch of stuff in my feed, right?
no
So-
day. YouTube is a computer sitting down there.
Yeah, Herman's convinced YouTube is a computer this size in a room with mad air conditioning.
No, not that size. No, it's much bigger than that.
It's the size of Watson at IBM.
Much bigger than that.
Probably. And I wouldn't be surprised. But
okay, so
So there is an issue, Tom.
yeah,
figured
Tom.
out.
do you want to see? Okay, what it looks like, by the way.
What?
Oh, you muted.
What looks like?
Am I
He
muted?
put it in the
YouTube?
chat. He
If
shared it in
you-
the chat.
If you are going to share screen, Tom, I want to see this, because I want to see if you have this live streaming stuff down, because when you move to Ari or wherever you're going out west, you're gonna need to know this stuff.
But you wanted to know, Herman saying he thinks it's one computer sitting. It's not. That's what it is.
No, I didn't say one computer.
Okay.
It's a computer system. It's not just one little computer.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
Well,
series of distributed servers across geographically separate data centers to maintain a level of redundancy that brings 5 nines.
That's
There you
exactly
go.
what I was trying to say.
Okay. What's it right there? Okay. Tell me I haven't sold a 1 or 2 proposals to a Office of Management and Budget. Okay.
I see that. Now,
And-
how are you
and
going to
plus-
go in 2 weeks and pack all that stuff?
Dude, it's coming with me. It's all coming. It's mine.
I can see the
baby.
U-Haul trucks
It's
lined up.
mine.
Now,
Take
those
it to
people
JFK.
that supposedly work at the YouTube headquarters, that's not this era.
That's
not
here.
that era.
Okay, that's the YouTube headquarters. Okay, so where else would you like to go today? Okay,
I like
look,
that.
I'm feeling a little anxious. I need to calm
That-
down. So I'm gonna go to a
You're going to
That
your happy
doesn't-
place? You're in
My
your happy
happy
place?
Okay.
You in the waiting room?
There's a lot of green in that room.
Earth tones make you calm.
They
I
do.
know.
They do.
I know. I
And
know.
soft tones in your voice too. Okay.
There you go. Now let's relax.
Must be nice, Tom.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Must be nice. Listen,
We're
we
back.
got another story with DJI. Since we were talking DJI FPV, and this is actually the last story for the evening. I was saving it in case to keep us from going squirrel. Okay, but DJI has been taking some statistics since 2020, and they just recently found out that drone rescues are up 45% in the last 7 months. And the
Nice.
reason that I want to do this story is because right here is a link. I'll go into the story and then I'll put the link in the chat and show you why I picked this story in particular. But in the last 7 months around the world, drone rescues have gone up. And now this is only DJI's logistics, but 105 new rescue incidents and 147 people rescued recently around the world. Now, that may not sound like a lot in a world of millions of people, but when you go to this page here, DJI has a drone rescue map. And like I said, I'll put the link in the chat. And you go to this page and it shows total number of people saved, 560. I don't know if that was this month or whatever, but if you click explore, it shows the continents,
Wow.
the
178.
7 continents. So if you want to see how many people were rescued in the last 7 months in the United States, you click that and a map comes up and it shows all of the. Now, keep in mind, this is with just DJI drones because they're using their telemetry, logistics, whatever, to record this. But I thought it was very, very freaking interesting that you can click on several continents and wait a minute, I'm kind of lost here, but you can click on different continents and see where these drone rescues are more popular. I'm trying to zoom in. I want to see if there are any in New York because
Well, say I gotta qualify.
yes,
this.
up in Yonkers.
Okay, I
Look
gotta
at that.
qualify this. This is only based on those that share their data with DJI.
Yes,
So
yes,
major
yes.
metropolitan areas, the U.S. government, certain state organizations
Mhm.
like and you saw urban search and rescue incident management teams do not share their rescue data with DJI.
Hey, Max,
so this is just a subset of the true beneficial work that UAS provides. Okay, this is a
Right.
small number that's reported. It's not the true number reported.
This is true. This is true. But like I was getting ready to mention that because I pull up the I'm gonna show it here again, but I'll pull a map back up and we know damn well in North America, at least I'm pretty sure of this, because I know firefighters, I know EMS workers, and 178 new rescues in the last 7 months, they're not counting the ones that weren't recorded. So obviously these numbers are a lot higher. I mean, think about it. I know people that have gone out and helped with search and rescue and stuff like that down south to look for their neighbor's kid and stuff. I mean, it may not be that relevant in drone news, but hey, if the guy used his drone to help find somebody because he had a FLIR, that means a lot. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Big time.
Look. If each one of these represents a life saved, how do you put a price tag on that, right? You don't.
Exactly. But
It's just it's a matter of the product provides. I've said it numerous times. Okay, you have to find the problem first before you can find the solution. Okay, so in a large metropolitan area fire department, one of the things that happens is you have to be very, very aggressive about your tactics. Okay.
Right.
Because of the density, not just the density of population, but the density of structure. And if you let a fire get away, you could create a firestorm, okay, which could take a whole city block or 2 or 3. Okay. So the one thing you want to do is you want to mitigate as quickly as possible. So when you're aggressive fire department or an interior attack fire department, there's plenty of volunteer fire departments out there, and I'm not going to disparage them, and paid departments in suburban areas that, hey, if they don't get water on it quick enough, it was another foundation saved. Okay. We're talking about, construction that's right up against each other and you don't want it to migrate.
Right.
Now, so that requires certain tactics. And one of those tactics is called OVs, or outside vent, meaning you put members up on the roof of the structure and you cut openings in that roof. Now, you're cutting openings in that roof for a couple of reasons. Number one, you want to vent the steam and the gases and the smoke.
What's up, Ray?
Okay.
What's up, fellas?
So that
Hey,
you
what's
can
up?
knock, hey, Rick, so you can knock it down. So you can knock it down quickly, right? Now that means you have to put members up on the roof. By putting members up. I'm sorry, I'm getting an echo back. So what happens is you have to put members up on the roof, and those members then have to operate the port power, the saws necessary to cut open. And there's usually a multitude of members because you have multiple companies responding in, and a member on the ladder company or the truck company is a member that goes up on the roof and does that. So there could be 2 or 3 OVs up on the roof, okay, venting. Now that roof is covered in smoke. You can't see those members. So if you're on an aerial ladder, you're looking down on that roof. You can't see the members because they're cloaked in smoke. Also, you don't know where the fire is raging around or under them. Enter DJI, okay, Mavic 2 ED. It's game changer. Freaking changer. Definitely. Not that we didn't put a thermal imaging camera up on tower ladders before, but think about how much easier this is, that you can turn around and put this drone up in the air, and you now are providing force protection.
OV is part of a truck team.
So yes, OV is part of the truck team. Rob, I know who I'm talking to, Rob. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, brother. So basically, now you can get eyes on those members. Okay. Now you can get eyes on those members. You can turn around, maintain that visual observance of them. That information can be visualized at the incident command post. You can turn around and identify hotspots around them and tell the incident commander, you got to remove these members, okay, from that area. And when that area, after they remove those members and that area collapses, tell me what the lives of those members is worth. Okay. So this is where the benefit, you want noteworthy, meaningful. Here it is. Here's how the product benefits. And not only that, think about a collapsed structure. How do you find out? Normally you got to send members in to go figure out, if there's any trapped victims or anything, and look for hazards as you encounter them, right? Instead of putting something up in the air, going and visualizing that area, figuring out where your hazards are and preparing for them. And haven't we spoken like in the last few podcasts where we talked about hazardous material incidents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the trucking industry proved itself during this pandemic, didn't it? Because without them, how are we getting through this pandemic? How were our store shelves staying stocked? But think about all those commodities and the chemicals and all that stuff that are being transported across the roads, the rail cars, okay, your shipping ports, being able to identify a hazard, okay, before you have to send members in to make sure those members can go home at the end of their
Robert
tour.
C says, tell him, Tom, it's part of
So-
the overhaul process.
So exactly. So and think about it. So I'll give you an example. Junkyard fire. Okay, you got cars. I don't, I've ridden through some Pennsylvania towns where I thought the entire town was one big junkyard. Sometimes you'll see cars going on for
I've
miles,
seen some
right?
stuff like that.
So a junkyard fire in New York can be pretty significant because think about that black acrid smoke and the level of population around it, right? And the way
Right.
you normally fight a junkyard fire, it's a long drawn out, dirty freaking business because you got to throw lots of water on it. You got all that grease and gunk and everything else. Black acrid smoke, tires burning. You can't see what the hell's going on. You basically with fork trucks, you're lifting out a car at a
Right, you have
time
to
and
dig
throwing
under
water on it,
stuff.
right?
You have to dig
But you
under.
throw a drone up with thermal imaging and you turn around and you go to your aerial ladder companies. Okay, change the direction to get hit at this degree. And, because now you can spot the hot spots. Now, instead of overhauling for the next 20 hours, okay, and needing tons of resources there to do it, you can put out that fire pretty quickly and get back to quarters and wash up, okay, a lot sooner, which means less members are exposed to being injured.
Right.
It means less people in the area. Lawrence, you got asthma. Imagine if there was a junkyard
COPD,
fire.
the hell with asthma.
COPD,
I
right?
wish I had asthma.
Right. So you got COPD. Imagine a junkyard
it's crazy.
fire. Imagine a junkyard fire in your neighborhood going full blaze for hours and hours and hours on end. And what that means, if the weather gets warm and you wanted to open up the windows, you're not going to be able to do that.
Listen, I've had situations like that, and this sounds strange. You remember 9/11? Okay. After the buildings were smoldering for a few days, the smoke was traveling into downtown Brooklyn, areas like that, and the smoke actually reached out here, and they gave us a warning via text saying, if you have respiratory issues, do not go outside today due to the smoke of the event that happened on 9/11. So I know exactly what you're talking about. That's some serious stuff to be able to.
Yeah, you don't know what's in that smoke.
Yeah,
It's funny, you live way out Far Rockaway, they gave y'all warnings. We right in red up.
Yeah.
We got no warning. We got
Hey.
nothing but smut in all our air conditions.
Yep.
That's all we got.
Guys,
Ray,
you
100%.
understand it's the 20th anniversary this year, right?
yeah.
We still got members.
Hey.
We have more members that have
Hey,
died
feet on the
post
ground.
9/11 than we had died that day. Very famous. We had 343, right?
Listen,
We have more members who have died post now.
wow.
Yeah, it was like it was raining powder and dust and
yeah.
rubber.
I was
But remember, somebody told us it was safe to breathe too, dude. Okay.
I was at the promenade when
You know
those two
what?
buildings got hit, and I was at the promenade when those two buildings fell. I have people that I know that own property, those brownstones right there over the water in Brooklyn. I was on the roof and I saw the second plane hitting. I heard about the first plane. I was listening to Howard Stern on the radio in my vehicle, and I heard a plane crash, and I hit my boy up on the Nextel, and I was like, bro, I heard a plane crashed over here. I'm going to check it out. I went up, and the second plane was going around and hit the buildings. From there, I stood there until those two buildings fell. And there's paperwork from those buildings that reached Brooklyn.
Yeah,
It traveled in the air.
I can believe it. That was blowing around in the air. Yeah.
Well, we have
Even up to the
15
day
buildings.
after.
We have 15 buildings. I went to each rooftop and I collected every piece of paper I could find, and it has the address of the Twin Towers and the paperwork. All types of random office paperwork. You know what I'm saying? I just
Can
stored it.
can I end this conversation with one point? Because I would like to end this topic. 9/11 resulted in the largest rescue we ever pulled off. Okay.
Yeah, I can believe it.
343 members plus the other public safety members who perished that day were responsible for rescuing over 35,000 people. Okay. So with that, never forget. And what else we talking about today? Because we got to change the subject.
I would agree with that. to be honest, you can actually go squirrel because it's 618.
618.
618 already.
Wow, we covered a lot.
Well, I wanted to get into the DJI thing because I wanted Tom and I wanted Stevie to explain their experiences because
I was with a guy with one today. He was flying it today, so I told him I'm good though.
How sexy is that? Come on, baby.
But you would not be flying that in New York City other than Far Rockaway where Lawrence at, or where you going, where you at? Trust me, I'll bet money on all them cats. Ain't nobody flying in Brooklyn, nobody flying in Manhattan with them things. Trust me.
What
I bet money on it.
What day is it?
It's Sunday. All-Star Weekend. Okay. I remember this day.
Watch Monday, Ray. Watch.
I'm gonna watch you Monday.
Bet, bro? How much?
All right, I want to see you do a dive from the Hanson clock.
Dude, not me. Not me.
Yeah, I guess. Oh no, other people, Tom. Other people, of course, Tom. Of course, yes. I'm just saying the people right here, like, nah.
Oh no, no.
I know what you guys are about.
We represent the responsible drone pilots in the area.
Yeah.
Okay?
Even I saw Stevie little video. By the way, smooth with it. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, little banking. Yeah. Like I said, you know.
I was being easy. It was the first day.
No, that's good.
In the goggles.
And where Tom gonna be at? Tom gonna be out in the open where he can wild out, like you know, exactly.
But you know that spot, the spot I used in that video, doesn't it look like a simulator spot?
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Site.
Nice, man. Really nice.
I
thought you was gonna go through that hoop. I thought you were gonna go through the hoop. Why you didn't go through the soccer hoop, bro? Come on.
Yeah. Give me about 6 to 8 months.
There you go. Damn. Yo, you got the three. Did you get the 319 carry fresh or the 199?
I got the biggest one they had, man.
The 319. The 3 crashes.
I got 18 birds I can replace now.
Sticker shock, dude. I'm just sticker shock.
Yeah, that shit was that was
good.
But you know, Lawrence, I'm gonna take
you too large, Ray. Too large.
Oh man, so you got the whole 9 yards then.
Yeah. It's
wow.
It goes easy. You just get this.
I see.
DJI right now. DJI is ordering yachts, like
off of DJI Carry Fresh money.
Just off the Carry Fresh.
Yeah, man. But they give you 3. They give you
this country that's more capitalistic than we are right
now. These guys are so smart. They've never given out 3 crashes and no DJI Carry Fresh. They're giving you 3 on this bird because they know you're going to crash.
Only if you take the 2-year plan.
Right. Only if you take the 2-year plan, of course. Yeah. But the other one is only 1 crash.
Hey, and you know what? So I got DJI Select, right? I got DJI Select. So I had the bird like the next day.
Of course.
It's phenomenal, right?
Yes.
But when I tried to use my DJI Select coupon for Care Refresh, not accepted for this product. When I try to use one of my 5 brand new 20% off coupons for accessories, not applicable to this product.
Not this product.
You guys want to hear something real funny?
Now, if I want one for
DJI
I get 20%
is so
off.
freaking smart, Tom, and everyone, because DJI knows goddamn well that drone is not going to last 2 years. But they get you on a 2 year.
Oh no, mine will, because come on, man. For what I just paid, you know I'm going for a brand new one at the end of year 1, and I'm going for a brand new one at the end of year 2.
What did you say, Tom? You may have a mishap. The drone.
No. I said there might.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight.
You know, firmware upgrades can sometimes be difficult to manage.
They can keep their money. I don't want to crash. I don't know.
No, I don't want to crash either. But
but I tell you,
their turnaround time on repairs has gotten a hell of a lot better.
This thing, even in sports mode, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but even in sports mode, I haven't gotten into manual mode yet. It won't stop, but it has the indicators that you're getting too close.
Yeah,
like it'll go like a orangey, and then it'll go red.
No, really, Stevie, it has the alert that goes, oh shit. Crash.
No, but you know what? It does have a panic button.
It does have the panic button for sure. But what I'm saying is you could put it in sports mode and do 60, whatever, and start like Lawrence was saying, he saw me flying above the trees and stuff. If you get a little low, it'll start letting you know that you're getting close to an object. It won't stop you. Yeah, but it will give you a little alert, so you're not fully out there like that.
So you do have
attention to your visuals.
You do have the bottom facing sensors. plus you have the light, right?
Oh, you got the light too. Okay.
And you have the forward-facing sensors as well. But the forward-facing sensors have an overlap. Okay, so they get a pretty wide. And the downward-facing also has a 90-degree spread on each with overlap. So you do get some significant coverage on the sensors. No rear-facing sensors.
Well, what Stevie was saying is if you're not paying attention to the sensor reading, it has
Robert,
also
good
fade
night,
to
man.
black
Thank you
sensor.
for the support.
Robert,
Right.
take care, brother.
Right, Herman. Herman's
You know what?
100%
Yeah.
correct. It has other safety measures
Yeah.
that obviously you're not going to get from a home-built drone. They'll keep you in line. You just have to pay attention to what's going on.
Well,
in the goggles.
and it can plague certain things too, right? When you go, one thing, Herman, is if you do go into manual mode and something goes wrong, it's going to stop you, okay, and place you back into normal mode, returning to home. And you got to be able to cancel that out, okay? So there's some problems that are cropping up. It's not a perfect drone. I've never bought a DJI drone that was perfect, especially not day one.
More than likely, I wouldn't be able to build a perfect drone. So
Well, first off, I would not be able to build a drone to this level this soon along the game. That's for damn sure. The other thing is
that's not their intention.
Their intention is to get the camera flyer onto another piece of their product.
DJI's intention by creating this FPV bird is to let you experience full immersion in FPV flying, because Herman says this all the time. When you fly your camera drone and you're looking at the monitor, that's first person view.
Well, another thing I want to mention is that I heard from a little birdie, and not a drone birdie, that people are already working on making carbon fiber replacement arms, aftermarket arms, that you could if you look at this bird, you could take all these things apart.
Yes, but you still have to know some soldering.
There's still
some light. There's still some light soldering.
And guess what? They have
With the arm though. Yeah, the motor and the arm is together. On that.
Right, you're hot, man. Just turn down just a little, bro.
The
thing is, though, Ray,
hey, Matt,
not all these parts are available. Okay,
nope, they're not.
You can buy the landing gear right now. Okay, you can buy the gimbal, and you can buy the support inside the arm, but you can't buy the arm. And you can't get. So I think they'll release the arm with the battery, with the motor, already with the wiring harness.
After they get some of that carry fresh money, only after they get $2 million of carry fresh money, then they will put arms out and everything
Not
out.
everybody. Remember, a lot of people bought the $12.99 and that was it. Okay?
But you're still gonna crash it though.
A lot of people did not buy DJI Care Refresh, which means there's a whole aftermarket repair economy that's ready to explode here.
And DJI is also, yeah. And if you put aftermarket on that bird right about now, I think you'd be out of your mind.
Bob Casey's correct. Somebody's going to tear it down and put a carbon fiber frame on it.
Oh yeah,
because I've already seen breakdown videos.
Void your warranty. Void your warranty
right away. But some people will do that. Just look. How about
they don't have care refresh? That's what the people that's going to do that don't have care refresh.
No,
so if you have care refresh, you won't do that.
Alex Osmaka, I forget what his feed is called, but remember he does like the throw water at it, throw sand on it, throw baby powder on it. No more baby powder, by the way. You get sick. But he does all kinds. He threw a leash on it and pulled on it, and it pulled him back. Okay, so. He's done those videos on all the drones.
Yeah, there's channels out on YouTube.
Yeah, there's crash channels. There's
electronic.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit. They laptop. They buy.
But that look, when
laptop and tear it down.
When you're getting 1.7 million hits. Yeah, you can afford it because
I've seen the tear
that was
down
plus you'll write the drone off as cost of doing business.
Exactly.
And another thing I want to say, I wouldn't do anything to this. If I crash it, I send it and I'll fly my Mavic Air 2 in the meantime
until
with my Phantom until I
get
my other one back. I'm not looking to upgrade. I think that's for more extreme pilots that want that safety net that this comes with. Stevie, Herman, you paying attention? Can we put the hot dog cooker on this? I don't think we can put the hot dog cooker on this, right?
Can you put a tablet on that?
Yeah, man.
Negative, K. There's no place for a phone. Look at that,
Listen,
man.
Stacy,
No place-
see,
Just make
You're
your own. Get a
you're
cardboard
just
box and
wrong.
some
If
aluminum.
if you try to put a tablet
Just put
on
the
that, you're
aluminum
just
on your
wrong.
head and be done
Listen,
with
Put
it.
it on
guys,
your chest.
I want to mention something real quick. This is show number 99. Next weekend is show 100. Hey, what's up, Courtney?
What's up, Courtney?
Darlington? At
How
some
are you, man?
time and point,
What do you got his?
I'm doing notice. I have to say
Courtney.
this, an analog giveaway. So for the 100th live stream, I'll
Okay, for you
probably pick
DJI
who it is.
flyers here, you have no knowledge of what analog is. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's that
this is
old
true.
stuff. It's
But
what
for the-
those old FPV flyers fly.
I'm
with,
putting out a
okay?
video tomorrow
You know what?
morning. So what
Think
I'm
of
gonna
it
do
like
is-
black and white TV, and you had to go up. Remember, your dad would make you hold the antenna while he was watching the sports
Mhm.
game.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what
Yes.
analog is like. Guys.
Yes.
just
Well,
so you know.
I'm
so you
doing
know.
an analog giveaway for my 100th live stream next week. I'm putting out a video tomorrow, probably in the description. So which should go to show how many people actually read your description. I'm going to put the instructions on how to be in the giveaway. But you must be an FPV pilot, and Herman is also coming up on his 100th live stream. So he will be doing
He's
a
giving
camera
away those
drone-
two phantoms.
the camera
right
drone
behind him, okay?
giveaway.
Yeah, you guys better not be cheap with your giveaways either.
Hey, Bob Casey. Okay.
Spend some of that. Spend some of that money.
Hey,
Listen,
Bob Casey, I don't
listen,
plan on
I'm
posting
giving away
my
a
crash
stack.
video, Bob, because
Oh, $1,000? A stack?
you
A
wish.
stack.
You wish.
Shit, I'm about to say, man, I'm about to go buy a bird tonight.
Only New York would get that. Well,
Bob's
maybe.
asking me to post my my crash video. Bob, I don't do that. My insurance carrier recommends against it. Okay.
But anyway, I'm giving away a F4 stack, a Diatone Mamba F4 stack for FPV pilots, rigor mortis, and all you FPV guys that are out there lurking. But in the video that comes out tomorrow, I will actually put in a description how you will qualify, because you have to use keywords. Because I know other people that are not FPV pilots are going to watch the video. So I know people
Wow.
like Herman will probably put a
I'm gonna
comment.
drop some science on y'all. I found out from not a little birdie, from a little ant. All this money they're making off these crashes, that's how they're gonna make this new drone, this Phantom coming out. I'm telling you, this is, now listen to me. Listen, hold on, let me
The
finish.
Mavic 3, Ray.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because this drone, the only thing they made different on this drone is the battery and the body. They had all those other parts already sitting around in their shops. So they ain't spending no money on this drone. This is what they do. So now they're gonna get this money from this DJI Carry Fresh. Remember, I told you that drone to be built was probably like $500 to $400. The goggles was the most expensive. Remember, I said that a couple of shows back.
On their $1,300, DJI is their cost of goods probably is around $250 to $300.
Okay.
Okay.
about
So,
right.
but you look, this
Y'all
is-
paid the U.S. taxes coming back too? They paid that?
dude, they're a Chinese company. Okay, they pay their import duties. They do what they have to.
But remember, this is all new. We all bought drones from DJI. I've never paid no taxes, these extra taxes that I'm paying right now.
No. Well, again, Ray,
So
we're
that
not
Trump
going
business.
to. We're not going to discuss this here.
Okay,
because
but I just asked you if you did that. I just asked you if you paid that.
Ray,
That's what I'm
Ray,
saying.
but Ray
We're not
always,
gonna
Ray
discuss this
always
here.
checks the box that says he made out of state internet sales. Okay,
Yeah.
and then he remits.
Hey, I'm a nonprofit organization. I have a tax ID. I don't pay taxes. I'm just asking for you guys. I don't pay taxes. You know, I have a tax ID. I don't pay it.
Thank you, Reverend Ray. We appreciate that.
So you want some stuff? Come to me.
So
No
you,
taxes.
so you buy everything on the tax ID number?
All the time. I'm not no fool.
Ray,
Even if
Ray, that's a
even if-
different channel. Okay,
Mhm.
I wouldn't discuss that here.
I do. I'll tell them the number.
I got
Yeah, man.
audited. I got audited about I can't remember now. Several years back. It's a lasting. It leaves a lasting impression. So I like make copies of freaking everything, right? And it was over in Metrotech too. And I went over, and they had an open cubicle system. And I came in, and they said, "Oh, sit right down here." I was sitting down with a young lady, and she said, I'll be right back. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the other people getting audited. And one guy had his caddy Escalade ripped off. Even though the insurance company paid him back,
I have to pay the water bill.
He wrote it off as a loss on his taxes. So there was an issue there, right? And then this other gentleman, I heard the auditor say, but you can't write off the 12 people living in your household. They're not clergy also. Okay. So, you know, when the auditor sat down with me, she started asking me, well, do you have vehicle records? Oh, you know what? I don't have those. Okay. I said, oh, what should I do? She said, oh, we'll send you a letter with whatever we're missing. But do you have this? Do you have that? So I went through everything. Yeah, I did. And then she said, okay, give me about 45 minutes. I got to make copies of all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I said, why? This is your copy. I made copies already. And she said, oh, that was so nice of you. Thank you. I said, so what's going to happen? She says, well, you'll get a letter from us. We'll tell you how much you owe and what other paperwork we need to examine. And then, we'll be in touch. So I was still a nervous wreck, right? And about 6 weeks later, I got that letter and I was like, oh my God, what is it going to be? And I opened it up and there was a check for $1.80. Okay. Because I apparently overpaid, but I'm looking at the thing. They didn't want my vehicle records or anything. But right. Now I use an audit defense firm. So, I'll never have to speak to them again. It'll be handled by others. Okay. But yes, be very careful about what you put down on your taxes and what you speak about here.
I run a non-profit organization. I repeat.
Great, that's not writing off the FPV drone.
Everything I buy is sports and kids stuff. It's how all my drones is covered.
This is
if you look up on my DJI,
this
all
is
my stuff is recreation,
technology, engineering, and math. Thank you,
Ray, for research. You can't write it off as research. The FPV drone.
So when the kids
look. So Stevie, I'm going to explain something. And
all the time. No, them kids I train her. I bought 5 telos, and them kids I train with those telos to keep it 100. To keep it 100.
So this is important for you, and it's important for anybody else who is running a business or a photographer who's running a business. Yes, it's called Section 179 of the 100%. IRS code.
That's right.
Okay. It's a small business incentive that keeps going up every year. And what you're allowed to do is, instead of depreciating your assets, you can do a dollar for dollar write-off on your assets year one, but now you can't depreciate. Okay. But what happens is, remember that if you sell off this property within a certain amount of time, you have to
liquidate it. That's okay? Right.
But you can buy equipment. This is look, if it's a camera, and you're using it for your business, and you can prove that.
I run a sports complex for kids. I run basketball and football.
Right, Ray.
All right. Look up my stuff. Red Up Rise. Look it up. Look it up.
So I'm goofing with Ray, but the thing is,
no, I'm not goofing. I've been doing this for 40 years, bro. I'm deep in this.
There's things that you can do.
Check out my 990.
Realize when you do Section 179, and this is how you know how you can stay out of trouble too. When you do Section 179 and you declare an item, and we'll use this, Stevie, as an example, okay? And we'll just use ballpark $1,300. I paid $1,300 for this, and it's going to be a product I'm using in my business. I want to claim 179, but occasionally on the weekends I'll go out. During the week I fly it as a camera drone for my business, but occasionally I'll go out on the weekend and fly it as an FPV pilot. You do have a choice on there where you can turn around and claim it as a 179. And when you're going through the process of the 179 claim on it, you turn around and go, hey, I'm using it 80% of the time for business and 20% for personal use. And then it figures, you get that number back. So out of that, 80% of that 1,300 could be right offable as a 179.
You see what Courtney Darlington put? Yo, Tom, need to get Ray off that damn chair and go riding with us on an e-bike.
Hey, Ray, you got your e-bike?
Can I?
Nah, I'll do a paddle bike. E-bikes for lazy people. I'll paddle bike. Yeah, say what you want. Say what you want. I don't do no motorbikes. I'm sorry. I don't do no motorbikes. You asking, I'm telling you.
Courtney, that's the guy.
I'm the guy.
Past him, he goes, cheetah.
Yeah, listen. I'm the guy that go around Prospect Park 4 times around that 3.9 mile 3 times. I'm that guy.
So
listen,
Ray, I'll tell you.
I don't do no motorbikes. Ask Jose. Motorbike get your arms broke.
Bike, dude. I'm talking about a pedal assist bike.
Electric bikes. Nah, I'm 57.
Heart surgery.
Listen, bro, look at me, bro. Look at this, boy. I can do this. I don't need no motorbikes, baby. I'm paddling my bikes.
You know, Ray?
Courtney, stick to your trains, Courtney. Hear that? Stick to your train. Choo-choo. All right?
It has allowed me to get out on a bike, Ray.
Got you, brother. Got you.
I had open heart surgery, okay? And it allowed.
So you really need the paddle bike, really. That's what you need.
Yo, Ray,
I need a pedal assist bike because listen to me, man. I have to control my heart rate between this high number and this number. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, if I'm out biking,
Me too, and I'm in that barrel.
I'm struggling up a hill, man, and I'm exceeding that. I'm putting myself at risk. Also, what it does, Ray, it gets me out more.
Okay.
We did a 38-mile. Okay, a couple of months back, we did a 38-mile. You know, and at pedal assist 1 or 2, you're getting a good workout, bro. Okay,
No, hey,
but the thing is, you know what it does for me, Ray? It smooths out the hills.
I got you.
It lets me get out. It lets, look, exercise is what you make it. There's no doubt about it. I went through a whole cardiac rehab program, the whole thing, working out several days a week, trying to keep it up. But, to be able to get out there and to be able to, with the bad back and, you broke my back a couple of times.
You need that little leisure every now and then.
Helps,
I get
bro.
you.
But it also helps
right.
me get, I got my cameras on the back bag. I got all this stuff back
Yeah,
there.
so you need that little cruise.
Same thing with Courtney. Same thing with Eddie. They throw their drones and their gear in, on the bike rack on the back.
I like to play basketball with them a few times and some football with those cats.
This is I love it, man. And you know what? The wife right away took to it also.
That's good. That's a perfect thing.
Gets
right
us
there.
out, man. Gets us
Steve,
out.
what you gonna say about 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago.
My bad.
No, you know what it was? We were talking about the controversy with the FPV drone and camera drones and the FPV true blue pilots and the motorbikes and the e-bikes.
It's the same
argument.
It
was funny
Ray.
that we were talking about it before you got on, but I just wanted the floor for a quick second because Matt had a question in the chat. Matt sent me some information. Ray is having that meetup in Florida, March 20th in South Florida drone meetup. And there's a lot of states representing out there. I don't know if anybody from New York is going yet. But anyway, I finally got all the information and I just want to let him know here live that I'm going.
Good deal.
Okay.
So I'll be out there representing. I got the tickets and everything already. South Dakota is going to be there. Colorado, Virginia, Georgia, Kentucky, Rhode Island, Illinois. Oh, it is. Oh, somebody's coming from New York. I wonder who that is. I don't know who it is. And obviously a lot of the guys from Florida. So Matt, you could put me on the list and I guess we'll talk and me and Ray will talk. Just figured it out today. Just trying to make it work out. He sent me the link yesterday, I believe it was. But
it's cool.
It's on. I'll be out there.
Going down, taking the family, Stevie.
Yeah. It's a package deal. You know how it is. And I have family.
No. Stevie uses all of this as a hats off, bro.
It's also a tax write-off now.
It's
a business meeting.
Just consult with Ray. Just before you leave, Stevie, get his tax ID number.
Yeah.
I get to you.
Tax ID and
just don't buy nothing past $100. That's it.
Oh, yeah. That's 5 minutes, bro.
That's not going to cover my staples.
Exactly.
In Florida, Sebastian, Florida, March 20th.
Yeah.
Ray, $100 doesn't cover the massage anymore.
Nah. Just covers the stroke. That's it, not the massage.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. I got family.
So Tom, you haven't flown it yet, Tom? You haven't flown it yet?
Not enough to speak of.
Okay, I got you. You fired it up though.
You know what, Ray? I actually, I got a busy week in front of me with work and all, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to enjoy that 60-degree weather. But next Saturday we're out of here, and we're going to be out in the Southwest, and I got nothing but huge, wide open space.
Yeah, that's
plenty of big sports fields to fly. Dugouts and lights, and so
that's what you need.
A couple of different, and then. I'm hoping to top it off with some flights at Red Rock Canyon And
so listen, what's the story with the Fly app? So the Fly app is not working with this thing. Why is it on the Fly app though?
Well, no, you only use the Fly app, Ray, for updates and firmware updates.
Okay.
You don't connect to your phone. What basically, the sequence is I throw on the goggles, I throw on the controller, I throw on the drone. I'm ready to go. Okay. So I don't have to turn around and even with the motion controller, I turn on the drone, I turn on the motion controller, and I got the goggles on, I'm ready to fly. And so also now if I want to, I can plug in on the OTG, I can plug in my phone or a tablet even. And like my wife can watch my flight on the tablet. If you have another set of goggles, of course, you can see, what channel I'm on the side, and you can tune into that. You know what? It's given me, and Stevie, I think I can speak for you too on this. It's bringing a little more excitement back into it, right? And you're like, I want to get out there. I want to, these last months with the weather and the pandemic and not being able to get together with you guys, it kind of took the wind out of the sail a little bit, right? This is
true.
I'm getting back out there, man. I'm going.
I agree with you on that.
I was looking forward to it today. I was doing my little errands and taking care of my business, my adulting. And I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm all charged up. Once I get all this out of the way, I'm going to go fly. And that's what I did. And I finally got into sports mode and kind of started feeling it out. I want to get more of the turns into,
Can I give you some advice? Can I give you some advice, Stevie and Tom? Before you start doing anything, learn how the bird feels. And what I mean by that is punch it straight up to see what it feels like to shoot up like a rocket, and then pull your throttle straight down and see what it feels like while it's falling. Because Ken Dono pointed out a very important issue in one of his reviews, and it had to do with prop wash. Because the bird is so heavy, you're going to hit dirty air, as you call it.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Or prop wash. So learn how the bird feels. Later on, you can go into the settings like Billy Kyle and tweak the yawing and the pitching and all of that. But
do that before you go out there.
In normal mode, learn what she does when you do certain things. And
so your ascent and descent speeds are incredible on this in sports mode.
Yeah, exactly my point.
It's sick.
Yeah.
I mean, as a camera drone pilot doing the transition, it's insane.
But again, when we actually haven't yet, Stevie, we haven't transitioned to manual flight. So even in sports mode, high roll in sports mode, it's a blast to fly.
Yeah.
Okay. Tune it. Okay. So there's a few out there. I think Billy will come out anytime now with settings. Nurk already has a YouTube video out there about best settings. Okay. So think about it, the rate, the sensitivity, the expo settings, you gotta kind of tune those in a bit. As far as the camera side of it goes, we talked about, you should always fly, you should shoot a manual on this. You got a lot going on here, guys. Go ahead, drop it into auto, but take your white balance and set it for the scene. Okay. And I'm saying stay in auto so you're not distracted right away with your first shots.
Repeat that, Tom.
So what I'm saying is, with your first foray going out there, because I'm talking to a lot of camera drone pilots, right? You can do a few things. Number one, you can go run out and buy a set of filters, because guess what? Freewheel already has filters for this, ND filters. But throw it into automatic on the camera, okay? But take your white balance and set your white balance to your scene. If it's cloudy, set it to cloudy. If it's sunny, set it to sunny. So this way, as you're whipping around, your white balance doesn't change. Auto right now, only because you need to focus on your flying right now. And you don't want to be futzing with, camera settings. Get a feel for it. Shoot in cine or shoot in normal. And then get your video back, take a look at it. Now start making your adjustments for how you're going to shoot over time. Okay.
Yeah.
But focus on your flight right now.
And it's just learn the bird first.
Lawrence, you're right. Because I made this analogy Okay, we're talking about sports, guys, right? And as a hockey player, I would not have been successful playing hockey if I didn't first learn how to skate.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. And a lot of guys, I've been flying, Herman pointed out that I've been flying FPV going on a year now, solid. And I want to say from point A to point B, where I'm at now, people are like, you know how to fly. Why are you always practicing throttle control? Anyone that flies FPV is going to tell, that knows about FPV, because there's a lot of people that fly FPV and don't know what the fuck they doing. All right. But anyone that flies true FPV or non-true FPV is going to tell you throttle control is crucial. It's crucial. And you know that from flying a camera drone, Tom, Stevie, and Herman.
Dude, throttle control gets me to and from places without killing others every day in my car. Okay.
Exactly.
So this is a concept that shouldn't be foreign to you.
Right.
You have to learn how to use, you have to learn. Look, it's like anything else. You got to learn how to use the tools you're given. Okay. And to shortcut that puts you at risk. So don't shortcut it. So there was a great meme. It's been called out by others, but we had it up on some of our sites about, what is it, Stevie? Are you a pincher?
Oh yeah.
Are you a pincher or a thumber?
The thumber,
And
or are you a wanker?
there you go, the wanker.
Okay. I don't know, man. I got a lot of practice as the
Listen,
latter.
I'm trying to convert.
Wanker?
You're gonna,
Yeah, so I think I should be pretty successful.
you'll be a
with this,
manual in
okay?
no time.
Yeah.
That's funny. But Stevie, what I want to do, and I just mentioned this to someone in the chat also. It's not to do on Courtney Darlington, BK Droners. It's not about learning to fly so fast. It's learning your bird and showing your progress. Like the video I'm putting out tomorrow, Herman, I finally did it. I didn't do a lot of vlogging time, but Herman says you got to get in front of the camera. And it's true, because Ken Herron does it, Herman does it, and those are personalities that you're used to seeing. But you have to learn before you can walk. I mean, how many times you see a baby stand up and they fall flat on their butt? Eventually they get tired of falling on their butt,
I would
right?
figure you used to being
It's
in
the
front
same
of a
thing
camera
with learning
here. And
Well,
you
listen.
you don't stop talking here. So I mean, camera. It should be easier. You're talking about what you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people ask me, how come, like, I don't do all of the flip stuff, but people are always asking me, how come I'm always practicing cruising and stuff like that. The hardest thing for an FPV pilot to do, and you've seen videos out there, is fly a straight line. It's really hard to do.
Truth be told, camera drone too, because it'll drift like ever once it's in the GPS lock.
Yeah, like Herman pointed out something to me that I didn't know, the difference between a Mavic Pro series, the Mavic series, and a Phantom series. On a Phantom drone, when you're turning the drone, the gimbal is actually turning the camera to compensate for the drone turning. When you fly a Mavic series drone, the camera's your axis isn't as sharp, isn't as loose as on a Phantom. So the drone kind of like hiccups as it's turning. And unless you have that smooth,
that's the first Mavic, but the second Mavic too, it does the same thing that the Phantom does.
Right, because they increase
the gimbal is totally different
of the turning. But the point I'm trying to make is it's harder to turn in a Mavic than it is in a Phantom.
Well, how many people have
the Mavic
it's harder to orbit. I should correct that.
The Mavic, you could turn the Mavic, you could turn the camera alone without even turning the drone. All you gotta do is slide the screen.
Exactly. Now you can do that, but at one time and point, the drones move like this as you turn. And unless you have those rock steady, what's that, Tom?
GPS drones, if you want to truly get, that's why I would switch into ADI mode to get that smooth, buttery pan.
Exactly. You
And
can't
I
do that in
switch
a
out of
Mavic series.
GPS
In a
because
Mavic series,
GPS
you cannot do
sometimes
that.
would fight me.
And
I do it in the Phantom. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my point in the difference. You get me on a Phantom, I can do loops around you this way while elevating, while lowering. But I've flown, I have the Mavic Pro still after 4 years, still banging. And I've flown the Mavic Pro series, Mavic Pro, I've flown the Mavic Zoom. And my issue was always doing manual turns because I was trying to treat it like I was treating the Phantom.
Right.
You know, but these are all learning curves, and just like that, this DJI FPV bird is a learning curve. That's all. It's learning another way to fly. You know, you don't have to stay in a straight line all the time. You could go this way and then all of a sudden shoot up in the sky and dive straight down, where you couldn't do that with a
I just got one thing about that drone is that drone, you only gonna be doing videos. There's nobody taking no pictures with this baby. It's all video.
There's no need to take a picture.
Yeah, this isn't.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
I
Yeah.
got my other birds to shoot that way.
Yeah.
My morning crew is mostly photographers, so none of them are interested in this bird. So, but we are going to meet up because
they see you fly it.
They interested in seeing it. We try to link up today, but the schedules didn't link up. But like I said, this drone, I'm going to take it easy. I'm not in a rush to be doing some crazy shots. I'll still what I plan to do is still release my Mavic Air 2 videos. You know, some of the shots that I capture with that. Yeah. And in the back end, find some time every other day, depending on the weather, to fly the FPV drone. You know, I'll be
not the props in the shot, man. Can you get the props out of the shot though?
You can, but you can crop the picture.
That's not
Ray,
you got crop though. You got. That's what I'm saying. That's the only way you can get it out, by cropping the picture.
Hey, Courtney, your third grade gym teacher was probably a good-looking man, huh?
Yo,
and Ray,
what's going on
as far as shooting
you got to
FPV,
keep up with the chat.
If you are talented enough to know how to crop your picture in editing, because I know
take a shot,
there are people who take raw and they upload raw.
Yeah,
there are people who
I like shooting log
and can crop in on a picture. The crop factor, and I've been looking at a lot of videos recorded from the DJI FPV drone, and I have noticed the crop factor is not that much. You're catching maybe a quarter of an inch of the props.
And you shoot in 4K 60.
In FPV, that's not a lot.
You shooting 4K 60, you could crop a little bit. I mean, I even with the Mavic Air 2, at Mavic Air 2, sometimes when I'm trying to do those cinematic shots and it don't come out exactly the way I want it, I'll crop a little bit, I'll cheat a little.
Well, you know,
it's all about
why do we have 48 megapixel still cameras? Okay. You know,
I have one, so I know.
Hey, you can put her in a pleasing area for your eye.
I can still crop and print the billboard if I want.
Small, medium, or large in the 48 megapixel. Yep.
Yeah, but you know, for the most part, I'm not using this footage to put something on Netflix. I'm putting it on YouTube.
So most of your people watching it on this
on their phones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, I have when I edit, I don't use these headphones you see. I have studio headphones. You see over here. I have studio headphones. I have a whole different setup to edit. You know what I'm saying? I hear sounds that you probably don't hear, so I can make sure the levels are right and all that stuff.
Sometimes you hear a lot of stuff I don't hear anymore, bro. It's just a fact of life, man.
Well, digital sound, there's a lot of sounds that you're not hearing either.
Yeah.
True. That is true.
So in the end of the day, I think this is something I'm looking forward to flying. I'm already planning out my day tomorrow.
But keep in mind, Stevie, you got to record the progress. And the reason I say that is because people used to tell me that all the time when I started getting in FPV. We don't want to see the videos of you cruising back and forth. We want to see your progress. And that includes crashes or near.
No. That's not what we're here for. Once again,
you guys are confusing. You guys are confusing this, and it goes back to what I told you before, Lawrence. You ever remember that there was an episode was that Modern Family?
Yes.
And the young kid on there, the boy, was a Gloria's son. He had a bike with training wheels on it. And he said to me, he goes, "You don't know how to ride a bike?" He goes, "I know how to ride this bike." Now that's the same thing that's happening with this FPV
absolutely.
drone that DJI has. You don't know how to fly FPV? No, I know how to fly this FPV drone.
Right.
And that's all that's gonna happen from there on out.
Look. So sharing, I've talked about this numerous times. Okay. You know, a professional photographer shows you his best shots. I don't show you all my crap. I don't show you my toil and effort and all of that. That's not what I'm here for. Okay. I'm not posting my crash videos. That's not what I'm there for. If I were an FPV fly and wanted to show you how hard I hit that brick wall, yeah, that's fine. That would be good content coming from that point of view. From my point of view, I'm showing vistas. I'm doing travel log. I'm doing B-roll. That's what I want to do with this. And crashing becomes counterproductive in that world.
No,
right?
I totally understand what you're saying, but that's what I said to Lawrence. It's like a constant contradiction to what this drone is actually for.
Yeah.
Forget about that whole FPV world. Forget about that learning and the switching over to FPV.
Hey, if it gets me,
this
you know
is what DJI did to get their camera drone guys into something a little different. They're not asking you to learn to leave the system.
Right.
Listen, they came out with that system before they came out with their bird to put it with your regular FPV drones.
The unit. But Ray,
that was his first start.
This panel owns more than one DJI drone.
Everybody, right?
Exactly.
They got you.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
That tells you right there. We talked about this several episodes ago. If you're in business, the most expensive thing is customer acquisition. Once you acquire the customer, keep the customer, because it's a ton cheaper to keep a loyal customer than it is to acquire a new one.
Yeah,
and guess
100%,
what?
I agree with
got
that.
us hook, line, and sinker.
But
fanboys, you hear that? They call us fanboys. That's what I'm just saying. I'm a fanboy. I'm a fanboy. And all those guys who call us fanboys, tell them look in their closet, see what drones they have.
But the Ray, I didn't spend their dollar on my drones. I spent my dollar on my drones. I don't care what the fuck you call me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit,
exactly.
You didn't hit the bleep button?
You know what? That was, you could get away with that one. You could get away with that one.
Yeah.
No, that one you can get away with that one.
But look, and that's the real fight here. Look, I know I'm not an FPV flyer. I didn't put in the time. I didn't earn my stripes.
But once you put that goggles on, you are an FPV flyer.
No, I'm an immersive
by definition
drone flyer. Okay, and someday maybe I'll call myself an FPV flyer.
Well,
I'm not worried about you calling me one because I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Herman is 100% correct. They want to keep us in the ecosystem, and they did, because this is not the last
customer
FPV
acquisition
drone.
cost.
This
Bottom
is not
line.
the last. This is
Bottom
just the
line.
first, and that's
And
what
you know
people
what?
are not
And here's
talking
the
about.
other thing. I'll make one more comment on this. Okay, I'm not sure I want to buy this. I think I'm going to hold out for the Mavic 3. But did you hear the specs on the new Mavic 4 they're talking about? So maybe instead of buying the Mavic 3, maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait a little longer for the Mavic 4 to come out, because that's going to be the bird of all birds, right? Dude, you're never going to get in the air. Pull the freaking trigger. Sorry.
Listen, guys, we gotta get out of here.
Pull the trigger.
Yo, 70 by 200. This is all I'm buying until they come out with a drone that I want. That's it. No more drones for Ray Hall.
Look, you know they
no more drones for Ray Hall. No more drones. I'm telling you right now. I hear you.
Ray,
I got you.
They call that penis envy. You understand that, right, dude?
They can call whatever they want, but I'm buying no drones right now.
Listen, we gotta get out of here, guys. It's past that time.
That's a nice one, though, Tom, at the same time.
Listen, we need to get out of here. It's past that magic time. I want to tell everyone, thank you so much for coming and supporting Sunday nights with those guys. Don't forget to check out Herman tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's your buddy. That's on tomorrow.
That's Paul Murray tomorrow night at 5 p.m. I apologize for that. Of course, Roger comes on every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time.
8 a.m.
Yo, Courtney, you and Eddie need to stop playing and come out here and fly some FPV.
Courtney,
man.
I just love your VO, dude. I love your Visual Observer, bro.
Yes,
Okay?
you guys are making me
It looks
laugh.
like those goggles fit him well. But yeah, I get a lot of light leakage on the side.
You guys are making me laugh with all the FPV pictures. And I just want to say we appreciate you all. And Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by Those Guys. You guys want to say anything before I end the stream?
Everybody
Well,
stay safe,
guys,
stay healthy. Peace and love.
I
Peace
see
and
you
love.
all
guys on
weekend.
Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from my channel. Don't forget to be there. We'll all be there again and do this again.
Baba
Thanks,
Booey, Baba
Found
Booey,
Drone.
Howard Stern's penis.
And I cut it.
Give him the high.
just
Give him
on
the high.